I'm like the new kid that comes in the middle of the school year. It's like,
Yeah.
who the fuck is this? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, bro just popped up out of nowhere in February. You know what I mean? Like, we
Right.
been here since September. Who the fuck is this? Or like, sometimes the middle school, you might know most of them kids since first grade. It's like, who
Right.
the fuck is this? You know what I mean? That's how I feel like. But it's like, it's all right, bro. Because it's like, it's always that new kid that like, then you're on the course, oh, he's nice in ball.
That's all it.
You know what I'm saying?
And all it takes is
Or
one
like the
time.
new kid that gets like pressed, like, oh, son got hands, like he could fight. You know what I mean? It's something that he always does. It's like, oh shit, all right, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm just trying to do. You know what I mean? Not malicious,
Mm-hmm.
not negative, like I said. And we started talking first, about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm here for peace and positivity, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I still got that dog in me, and I still like to compete. You know what I mean? And it's like, as a lot of motherfuckers I want to rap with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to accomplish that. Only because for the sake of just like let's bring it back to that. Like it's like it doesn't have to be egos, feelings aside. Who's ill? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of ill motherfuckers out there. I think I'm ill too. Let's make some ill. Like it's not anything more to that. It's just like, yo, you're dope, I'm dope, let's make some dope. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, and if like a motherfucker like he get the better of me on a record, my ego is gonna say, well, I had a hand in that. You know what I'm saying? Because, especially if I send an open,
Right.
you know what I mean? We do the email shit, I send an open and you come back and you smoke that shit, niggas be like, yo, he might have got you on that. It's like, yeah, but I have a hand in that because he heard my verse and that made him want to write that.
That's a fact.
So that's my perspective on that. Yeah.
Fuck your life. You watching Hip Hop Gems TV, you heard?
Welcome to Hip Hop Gems TV, man. I'm sitting here with yet another gem. Got a very, very, very special guest, man. A very treasure, I like to say, man, because finding him was took some digging. Pause. Sitting here with my guy, man, Ricky.
What's the word, family?
Peace, man. How you?
Can't complain, man. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful Saturday.
I got air in my lungs. I got love in my heart, bro.
Oh, man.
What's there to complain about?
Love the energy already, brother.
Yeah, bro. Took me a while to get there.
Oh.
I was a crummy bastard like a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like a miserable dude to be around, honestly.
All right, we're gonna now, why you say that?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just felt like it was just like it was just a lot, man. Like my physical health was off. And I think that was a testament to like my mental health. Like, you know what I mean? Like the last year I've been like heavy on the workout tip. I'm down like 40, 45 pounds from last year. You know what I mean? So
Salute.
That was a grind. And a lot of it was just like me just like burnt out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's never any cap in the raps. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit had me burnt out. You know what I mean? So I remember I took like a 4-month leave, unpaid, medical insurance frozen. You know what I mean? And that was just like a gamble. But I was just like, I need it. I need this 4 months to like really like reset and just like destroy the build, bro. A lot of, you know what I mean? I started therapy in 2019 and a lot of that was just unlearning. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn to unlearn. You know what I mean? So that's just like what I've really been dedicating my time to. Just a lot of this shit that I was doing, try to figure out how to flip that shit 180. You know what I mean? And so far it's good, man.
You seem like you're I mean, I didn't know you then, but your energy now seems like it's in the right direction. That's what I'm getting from you.
That means a lot because shit was going left. You know what I mean? For some time. You know what I mean? Like just.
Were you doing music then?
I was, and I felt like it was like somewhat of like an I was telling a homie out there, like kind of like an identity crisis. You know what I mean? I kind of didn't really know what the fuck I was, like I knew what I was doing, right? Like, but when it comes so like formulaic, like how to like write a record, how to write like a song, like say, all right, intro, hook, verse, hook, like it's just, it becomes that you kind of lose the, you know what I mean, just the feeling for it. You know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to like appease, you know, a wider crowd. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even in my personal life, like that people pleasing shit, it just doesn't, it doesn't compute to any results. You know what I'm saying? Because you end up putting yourself in the back seat 10 out of 10 times. You know?
It's so funny that you say that, man. I'm currently kind of like dealing with the same thing.
Yeah, bro.
Personally, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's tough.
People pleasing is fucking exhausting.
dude, you waste so much energy doing that shit.
It's exhausting, bro.
You expend way less energy just doing whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if it's like one of those things where like even people close to you, right? If they give you the side eye or they not really fucking with it, it's just like, well then I don't know, man. Like that's just something you gotta live with. You know what I mean? Like maybe you not really, you know what I mean? Like my man's like you say you are. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, I don't know. I just really just try to like stay like tunnel vision on like what I'm trying to do and develop more healthier habits. You know what I mean? And then let that translate into the music, you know?
During that journey, bro, did you lose a lot of people?
Did I lose people? No. I mean, like in the physical, nah. But like I guess maybe like figuratively, yeah. You know what I mean? You grow apart from people. Yeah. That just comes with it. Growing pains. Shit, I'm experiencing growing pains at the moment. You know what I mean? Like two of my closest friends, they moved. They in different states. You know, my brother, who's my engineer, Santo, he live in Massachusetts now. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, you know, it's a 3-hour trip away. You know what I mean? That's light. But before I used to be able to walk to his crib. You know what I mean? It was a hop, skip, and a jump away. You kind of take for granted those kind of relationships when they're not as accessible to you.
Right.
But at the same time, like, I also kind of understand just like on the same flip, you know, not being so accessible myself, like not from like them, but like other people, you know what I mean? What that could do to like improve my mental health, and it has, you know what I mean? Once you kind of like just be like a hermit, it's good sometimes. Everything's good in moderation. So like laying low is good. It's when you lay too low, it's like, all right, you know what I mean? Pizza box been there for about 4 days. Like, what we doing with that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, pizza not even in the fridge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the cheese is sweating. You know what I mean? Throw that shit out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I felt like that could sometimes be like a metaphor for life. There's a lot of shit that goes, you know, unanswered, undealt with in a lot of motherfuckers' lives, and it's just like, what I try to do is, and my brother Charlie Way, he dropped this gem on me. He told me, he's like, my goal in life is to go to bed with the least amount of regrets possible. And that sat with me, and it's been years since he told me that. And that's just me now. Like I try to leave no stone unturned. You know what I mean? I just try to cover all bases and just, I mean, it's tough, right? I mean, we only human and we only have but so much hours in a day, but just all about just, you know, being 1% better every day is key. You know, slow motion better than no motion.
That's a fact, man.
How that go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But just being able to unpack a lot of learned behavior, being able to unpack traumas, being able to unpack like, you know, being comfortable rather like with even talking about your mental health in certain spaces. Because men, we don't get that, bro.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Men, we don't even go to the hospital unless like we pissing or shit in blood. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
like,
a fact.
And don't get me wrong, a lot of times, like, you go to the ER and they tell you the same shit, like, acetaminophen, which is just a fancy word for Tylenol. You know what I'm saying? Yo, fluids. You know what I mean? And you just burnt like 13 hours of your day in the waiting room, sitting next to fiends. They got like sores on their feet. They got their feet out next to you. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But it's the only spot in the waiting room that got the outlet. And your shit was on 6% like 20 minutes ago. So you in a jam. You trying to charge your jack, but yet you next to like son with the wild ankles. It's crazy, bro. Only for them to tell you, yeah, bro, go home, drink a Gatorade. You know what I mean? Drink some water. Like, just lay up for a few. So yeah, I get that 100%. You know what I mean? And yeah, like even growing up, right? Like you hear in the hood, like especially like in Latino households. You know what I'm saying? I'm Puerto Rican, so like a lot of it is just like, you know, yo, bipolar this. Oh, my son's not crazy. Not to say me, but like, you know, other kids are like, oh, maybe he's bipolar. My son's not crazy. Maybe he has ADD. My son's not crazy. Everything is defined as like, is categorized as just like, now that's crazy.
Stigmas,
100%.
Stigmas,
you know
bro. And I think same thing in a black household, bro. I think our community suffered a lot from that, bro. Black and brown going through that. Absolutely. Our mental health is like back burner.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, which is why like we a lot of behaviors that we have, it becomes hard to unlearn them because we like literally been like conditioned to believe like, yo, this is how this is supposed to go.
1000%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like, yo, man, you grow up. Shit, now I'm 32. You grow up, and it's like, damn, like I'm looking back on my life. I got 2 kids, so I'm looking back on my life like, damn, like I gotta reprogram y'all, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? From like the shit that I learned.
Like you rebooting yourself at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying?
Which
like,
is a whole nother story, you know
bro.
what I'm saying? So you tackling on you wearing so many different hats, right?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, man, like I'll be 32 soon as well. Like my birthday is September, and I think about that shit all the time. Like I have to like better myself before I even think about bringing a child into this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm in like a relationship now, like my first like relationship where like, oh, this shit is like, this is cool. Like, cause for a lot of years I just thought that like the way I see my parents, you know, navigate life was what like love looked like, what a relationship was supposed to look
Same
like.
here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's same
and then
here,
you get
bro.
older and it's just like, oh, this isn't like,
no.
They had like poor communication skills. You know what
Damn.
I mean? Like, their communication
here,
skills
bro.
was in the fucking dumps.
Yo, man,
Yeah,
I like, she's probably gonna be mad I'm even saying it, but like I just got me and wifey couples counseling, bro. Like just being able to like,
that's a good thing though.
Yeah, man.
That's a beautiful thing.
Like just being able to communicate better, bro.
Have
like
a safe space, bro.
Gotta have a safe space.
You gotta be able to like create a lane for y'all to just like speak freely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
It's crazy. I was talking to a young woman where I work at, and she was just like, love is freedom. And that just stuck with me like the whole day. And I was like, that's facts. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
true, bro.
Cause it's like a lot of like insecurities get projected. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my mans told, like he was chopping it up with us, and he was like, yeah, man, my girl's ex like reached out to us and said Happy Mother's Day. And like one of my boys was like, yo, you gotta cut that immediately. You gotta block them. Yo, when I was with so-and-so, I had her blocked. And I was just like, nah, man, like, what was their relationship like? How long were they together?
Right.
You know what I mean? Is their child involved? Like, there's a lot of things you got to understand, bro. And it's just like, well, like, and then how secure are you in your spot? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like I love my lady, but like we had a real conversation where it was just like, listen, like, I've been working on me extensively the last few years. You've been working on yourself. Like, my girl don't even smoke or drink. And it's been like that for like 7 joints. I'm like, damn, that's what's up. You know
that's
what I mean?
beautiful.
Because it's like not even a fucking Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like you're not even gonna like sip nothing. Not even a little rosé, nothing. So I just told her straight up. I said, listen, man, I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's because I don't ever want to put you through that. Just don't put me through that because I'm gonna be down bad for like 6 weeks. I'm back outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like muscle memory is a real thing. You know what I mean? I'm back in these streets.
Right.
You know what I mean? Listening to Return of the Mac. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that's just what it is, bro. I'm outside. Like I'm hurting, but I'm also outside. You know what I mean? Like so. But I love it, man. And I definitely see a future with it. And that's a beautiful thing because it's like we've only been dating. We'll make a year in August. But it's like by this time, like with my past relationships, like we already hated each other by like the 4th, 5th month. You know what I'm saying? I felt like a lot of that had to do with me for sure. You know what I mean? Like not to like put all the accountability and onus on myself because yeah, they had their flaws. We all do as humans, but it's about navigating those flaws and kind of like understanding and, you know, just moving with patience, bro, moving with grace. That's what I'm trying to do, like, the most I can, honestly.
Bro, well, first of all, man, shout out to your lady. Like,
facts.
Man, you said a whole lot, man. I think that as men, bro, I think that that's just something that we don't. Yeah. We put that shit in our back pocket, bro.
Dude, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we're very firm on the lines that we draw in the sand.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
but then
firm.
It's just like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Fuck all that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just way bigger fish to fry, bro. Than like little, like minuscule shit. I mean, of course, there is respect, right? These are like pillars of a relationship. You know what I mean? Respect, communication, trust. You know what I'm saying? Understanding, all these different things. So it's just like, as long as shit don't get too wacky on like any one of those ends, then it's all good. What is there to fight about? You know what I mean?
That's a fact, man.
What is there to complain about? As long as y'all understand each other and the wavelengths y'all trying to be on and you know, the different paths you trying to take your life into, yeah, it's all good. It's all gravy. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Ricky, man.
Thank
that
you,
is
man. I
beautiful,
appreciate
man.
you, bro. Yeah.
Yo, man, I
I'm
ain't
a
even
big
get a chance
sap,
to.
man.
I ain't
Honestly,
even,
yeah. I'm a big sap for sure. Like, you
Well,
know
that's
what I'm
dope,
saying?
man. You a Virgo?
Yeah.
Oh shit. See,
Yeah.
yeah.
September 5th.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Overthinker by nature too.
Was the album title?
That's my arch nemesis, bro.
Mm.
1000%. I feel like I pissed away like most of like my formidable years just like being in my head. I'm my biggest op, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Same way.
yeah, bro. I done got in my way more times than I'm even willing to admit. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I can even like. I lost track how many times I got in my way, and like so many times I didn't, you know, go through with like releasing a certain record, or like maybe I waited too long with a certain record or a certain project just because it was like 9 motherfuckers could have told me this shit was hard, but that one dude is like, I would try to like tweak it so that 10th person
Can get it.
would fuck with it. And then
Wow.
And then before then, it's like, you know, sometimes you can like work yourself out of a job.
Yeah.
So that's the same shit. Like you can work on something to the point that you hate it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And I've been in that same boat, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm still in that same boat.
Same.
I'm navigating it the best way I can, brother.
The work's never over, man.
It's never over, bro.
done.
I had somebody just recently sit down with me. It's mad crazy how the universe works, man. I'm at work the other day, and this guy, he God body. So I told him, you know, yeah, man, you know, I've been like reading the books, you know what I mean, studying the lessons.
Yeah.
So he like, oh, yo, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm thinking about taking the leap. So he like, yo, man, he randomly just was like, yo, man, you gotta get out your own way, brother.
Yo, out of nowhere.
And I'm like,
bro.
I looked at him and I'm like, yo, I'm like, what you mean, God? So he like, you telling me, like, yo, man, you gotta get out your own way, man. He's like, yo, you know, I get a sense that, you know, you've been in your own way for years.
Damn, that's fucked up.
That nigga hit that shit right on the head,
That's
bro.
Great, bro.
Like I was just like, I looked at him, I'm like, yo,
bro.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But you know, it was true. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you how many times I got my own way, bro. Like relationships that I might have like, you know, fucked up in the past. Like even now, like going through things like, you know, with my wife, like stuff that I do now that, you know, I can get in my own way. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult, bro.
That's the thing, man. And I just like that's the shit too, bro. Like it's so like you say, it's difficult because it's easy to slip into that, into that kind of like old self. You know what I'm saying?
It's a comfort space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
1000%.
It's like, oh, you know.
Like I remember, I'm heavy into like mixed martial arts.
Okay.
Like I remember I even trained in that like when I was like 17 to like 19.
Okay.
I got a blue belt Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like I wanted to do that for like
shout out to you, bro. Life. Salute. Yeah. Okay.
And I remember I was watching an interview and it was this one fighter, he was just like, he could never ever turn off the voices in his head. You know what I'm saying? His goal was to make sure that like the work he did was louder than like the voices, because you could never turn them off. The voices of doubt, the voices are just like, yo, you're not good enough. The voices are, yo, the next dude is fucking running 10 miles, you stopping at 5 miles. You can never turn those voices in your head off.
Right.
You could lower the volume though.
Right.
Or you could just be louder than the voices.
Right.
And that's just how I try to like live my life now. Like you're gonna always try to like, you know, doubt's gonna always try to creep in and sneak his way in. You know what I mean? You can't turn that off. Like, we're humans at the end of the day. But what you can do is try to, like, be bigger than that. Try to be louder than that voice. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? And just put that out there into the world, man. You know what I mean?
And you'll be able to, I mean, you see what the results are. You know what I mean? Be able to get it back, or maybe you might need to tweak something.
1000%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, man, I'm thinking like, yo, man, we gonna chop this shit up about music, Ricky, man. This was like something I needed, brother.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
man, I appreciate you, man.
Bro. Thank you. Man.
I gotta say, man, just from a music standpoint, man, I was able to tap into you from my guy Lord Rome.
Shout out Lord Rome.
Shout out Lord Rome, man.
That's my boy.
How'd you meet him, by the way?
Believe it or not, we had followed each other on Instagram just like on a whim. And it's so crazy how like the law of attraction works. Cause one of my boys, Kwame, he's actually in town now. He live in Dallas. He from Brooklyn.
Okay.
He had I used to work every Thursday at my brother's studio, like, cause that's like my day off from work, and I'll just be in there from like 10, 12 hours, just like locked in. I was like, yo, come through. He was like, yo, you mind if I invite a few people? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. One of those people happened to be Lord Rome. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because we had just followed each other earlier that week. It's like, yo, fuck with your shit. And then he pulls up. And he's the illest because most dudes will pull up to the session with like, yo, weed, grabber, liquor, beers. He pulled up with like 5 like smoothies, like assorted like different smoothies. I didn't have none that day. I was tight, but I was like, yo, this strawberry banana, this is green juice. I was like, it's ill. I've never seen that. Right. So that immediately just like, I was like, yo, I fuck with this dude. You know what I mean? And then we just kept the contact. I remember that day, me and my man Kwame and one of the homies, Austin Sauer, we got on a Lord Room beat. And that's in a Tuxkey. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let that fly though, like one of these days. But and it was just ill. It was just good. It was just good energy. We just built off of music. You know what I mean? Wellness. You know what I mean? Son pulled up with the smoothies straight from Juices for Life, and it was good, man. He's a good dude, solid dude. Show super love. You know, we always keep in contact. It's good, man. He's a good guy.
He really is, man.
My boy.
I never got a chance to kind of like say how I met Lord, but I met him at Top Show Premium show last summer.
Dope.
And we were like, I believe on IG, we were like following each other before the show. And I was sitting, me and my wife is sitting in a certain area, and he's over there, and that nigga just bought he gave us like water. Like, like out of the random.
So that's like on brand for him.
Yeah, like
yo, I feel like y'all might need this.
Yeah, like he's like, yo, man, I need some water. Like, I'm like, oh shit. And then it is dawned on me after. It was crazy because I got the names I could remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Faces, I'm good with faces, but sometimes I will forget. And I think I had forgot his face, and it didn't dawn on me till I got home that night. And I was like, oh shit, that was Lil Rome. So I wrote him, and I'm like, yo, bro, I didn't even know, yo, that was you,
he's
man.
An elusive guy too. Like I didn't even really like know him by face until he introduced himself. I was like, yo, I just followed, like, you know what I mean? I just followed you like earlier that week. It's like, yeah. And it's like, he's so ill about it because he didn't let it be known, yo, I'm such and such. We followed each other. It was just like, you know what I mean? He just introduced himself.
Shout out Lil Rome, man.
He's the man.
He really is, man.
Me and him, we working on something. That's gonna be like the next one.
That's gonna be the next one. Fully produced by him.
Yeah, 1000%. Yeah, that's a Hip Hop Jabs exclusive.
Okay, I appreciate you, man.
1000. I appreciate you, bro.
Wow, man.
Once it drops, we got to do the collab interview.
Oh yeah, man.
3 of us.
Absolutely.
Because we was talking about it earlier this week. Like we got like a crazy concept. We still trying to like funnel out the ideas.
Yeah.
But I fuck with Lil Rome. We on a similar wavelength.
I love that though, man. And I love that he's like kind of like on the same wavelength as me, as like as far as like I know he works with a lot of Latino artists. So like it's kind of like the same thing we do over here, just like being able to showcase everybody. You know what I mean? Black and brown, you know, we built this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I say that all the time. It's crazy you say that because it's like definitely I feel like Black and brown definitely had a hand in like just like hip hop as a whole.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I felt like somewhere along the way, you know what I mean, the brown side kind of like, I don't know, I won't say kind of like withered away because we still got like dope Latino artists and legends. You know what I mean? Break dancers and graffiti artists. You know what I mean? But I just felt like there was always kind of like somewhere along the line, it was like a weird disconnect. You know what I mean?
I wonder what caused it though. Because I kind of feel the same way as you.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a lot of things. It could be a multitude of things. We could, you know what I mean? I got my own theories too. You know what I mean? I kind of keep to myself, but as long as like we still active or we still at it together, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
It's not about like, you know what I mean, where shit went left, but like how can we make it right? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I try to like look at it, you know?
I think that's a good way to look at it. And then platforms like this, of course.
Absolutely.
Being able to, you know, showcase that it hasn't gone anywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I like to look at it like you guys are, I want to say like, not offsprings of like a Pun or Joe or anybody like that, but like following the footsteps of like, you know, the Crazy Legs, the fucking, you know,
Absolutely.
everybody who came
Yeah.
before, like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, shit, for me, it was Pun and Joe. That was like my North Star into this shit. You know
Okay,
what I'm
so
saying? I
yeah.
had an FJ 560 in middle school.
Oh,
You know
see?
what I mean? I had the snorkel joint with the
Right,
fur. Like I
right,
was invested, yeah. Like,
right.
and I remember that was like I remember I had a middle school teacher named Miss Smith, and you know, I went to like a Catholic school, but we would have dress down days. And I'm in middle school, and she was like, "Yo, you look like one of the members of Terror Squad."
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like 11. I was just like that, like.
Shout out Miss Smith.
I was like, yo, like, you know what I mean? I can't wait to tell my moms later, like what she just told me, because the goal was achieved.
Wow,
You know what I mean?
wow, yeah.
That's exactly what I
And
wanted
then,
to look
and then
like
coming
when I
from the
left the
Bronx,
house.
it had,
1000%.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That's my whole shit. So that's like, for me, that's like my North Star.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I remember like Pun's verse on Twins Deep, you know what I mean? Dead in the middle. Like my brother sat me down and was like, "You have to know this." Like, and I mean,
Wow.
yeah, like they almost kind of like, I won't say they forced me to learn that, but it was like, "Yo, can you do it?" Like, you know what I mean? Almost like, can you? And I remember like I was a little kid. I was like 9 years old.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. And I was just like through repetition, and that's why like now like I could listen to like I could listen to a song that just dropped like 10 minutes ago, and I probably know like half of it already.
Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of shit like I don't like write the raps out. A lot of it had to do with like once like word broke that like Hove doesn't write. I was like, yeah, I was like, bet, say less. So like I'll just pace around the studio, or I'll be in the booth and I'll just like mumble to myself. All right, cool, I got the next 4 bars. I got an 8, I got 12, 16.
Wow.
And I just go in there, I just get my shit off.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that's like, for a lot of it is like ego, because you kind of need a little bit of ego.
Yeah.
You need like just that, like that, you know what I mean, psychopath energy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Mike had that, Kobe had that. You know what I mean? Dudes like Mike had, Tyson had that. You know what I mean? Like you kind of gotta have that, like you're a bit of a psychopath a little
When
bit.
at all costs, when you know, don't
You need that.
Yeah, you need that attitude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
mean? You gotta be able to like unlock it and like turn it on and turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you definitely need to have that gear, I feel like. And I think that's the main thing too now, like even the music, right? Like the space that we're in, that we occupy. You know, I was telling bro out there, like, I felt like, and this is not to be like an asshole or nothing. I'm not here to like step on anybody's shit or like discredit anyone. But I just felt like, from my perspective, the underground scene, which I don't even really want to call it that, because I felt like it's becoming just as mainstream as the mainstream. But one of those things is that it is also, you know, becoming that in a negative way, right? It's kind of like watered down. I feel like, you know, you listen to motherfuckers and it's like everybody kind of like starting to rap about the same shit and talk about the same shit and rap over the same kind of style of production, and you know, nobody goes the extra mile. Like off mic, we were talking about how, you know, Now Never's your joint.
Now
Like,
Never's my shit.
I paid for the saxophone on that, and I had no problem doing that, because that's what's gonna make the best product possible, right? That's like, what are we in it for if we just gonna cut corners and like half step and just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And it's like weird mixes and shit, which is fine. Like if that's your shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fucking, you know, shit on nobody's shit. But for me, my perspective, that's just my perspective. Like I'm gonna want to go the extra mile. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just me as an overthinker. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna want to go the extra mile. Like how can we elevate this? You know what I'm saying? So like I remember we had a whole session for Overthinking, like a 12-hour session, literally just doing post-production on every single beat. Wow. And shout out to Natural Law. He handled all of that. So when it was just him, you know what I mean, going downstairs to his truck, coming back upstairs with the guitar, just doing quick guitar riffs, you know, just fucking around with sounds, getting vocalists to come in and add little like runs here and there, whatever it took to make sure that we heard it and we were like moved by it. That's what mattered to me the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just felt like that's how it's got to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my perspective from my eyes looking at everything, it's like a lot of like the artists and the rappers within the underground are like kind of like placing a ceiling on this shit. And like, I don't think anyone's noticing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you at the party and it's just like, yo, nobody see this motherfucker got like the hammer on him. We about to shoot this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, like we've all had that moment. Was like you peep some shit about to pop over. Like, oh, I'm about to get low. And then 5 minutes later, shit hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? Or like you leave a spot and the next morning they blow you for like, yo, you won't believe what happened last night. It's like that, at least to me. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, you know, that ruffles feathers, cool, bro. Like that's just my perspective. You know, maybe someone might feel like, well, who the fuck are you to say that? Well, I'm here to get my shit off. I'm here to make my presence felt. And I felt like, yeah, there's a lot of, and I've spoke to a lot of motherfuckers who do this, you know, this who produce and rap, and they feel the same way too. It's a lot of like, it's a lot of cut and paste. You know what I'm saying? And I salute Griselda for that. But it's just like we have them. It's almost the same as like, all right, Thug is popping, Dirk is popping, you know, Roddy Ricch, you know what I mean, A Boogie, and then you got 20 motherfucking A Boogies the next day, or you got 20 Thugs, 20 Dirks.
Right.
Now, you know, from my perspective, I look and it's 15 Conways. You know what I'm saying? It's 20 Bennies. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like they stuck to their guns and they rose to that. So it's just like it's the same way in the mainstream, right? Oh, this shit works. Bet I'm gonna do a record just like that. And I can speak from that perspective because when ASAP Mob, you know what I mean, popped off, I try to do records like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like when TDE popped off and Q and Kendrick, I would try to pull from that. So it's one of those things where like you can kind of understand that perspective, especially if you kind of live through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh yeah, I see what's going on because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim of, you know, Xerox and motherfucking shit to fit my shit. You know what I mean? And that's just what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to like stick to my guns, stay in my lane. Yeah, I'm a rap over similar beats, but I'm gonna try to like, you know what I mean? It's the same recipe, but I'm gonna change the seasoning up. You know what I mean?
You're gonna
tweak it.
You're gonna put your spin on it.
Some motherfuckers fry chicken with all-purpose flour. I'd rather use cornstarch. It makes it crispier. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. It's still chicken at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Just my shit got a little more seasoning and my shit's a little more crispier, bro.
Your catalog, you hear that though, bro?
Yeah, thank you, man.
Quite the observation you made, man. You know, and that ain't the first time I heard that.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been talks about that. You know what I mean?
Of like just like cutting paste.
Cut and paste. You know, gatekeeping. You know, that's one that you hear a lot now. Yeah, man. It's nasty, brother. Yeah, it's nasty.
That's what I'm saying. I was telling bro, I felt like, cause in New York is it's a similar circuit. I remember like back in like 2013, like major stage shows. You know what I mean? Trey Pizzy was there. Shout out Trey Pizzy. My man Lex Lavo. It was a circuit of a lot of dudes that like perform at the same spots. You know what I mean? On the same bills. Obnoxious New York days. Shout out Obnoxious. You know what I mean? Shout out Eli and them, wherever they at. You know what I mean? They see this, hear this. But and I remember that. And I kind of see that now. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, you go to the rooms and you see a lot of familiar faces, which is a beautiful thing, because it symbolizes unity, camaraderie. It's like we all getting this, we all in the same shit. We all kind of like starting a renaissance, and I've been coming around more recently. You know what I mean? Connected with cats like you and Lord Rome and people who's kind of like, you know, had their foot in this shit for a minute, and I'm just coming around. I'm like, it's like I was telling bro, I felt like I'm like the new kid that comes in the middle of the school year. Yeah. Like, who the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro just popped up out of nowhere in February. You know what I mean? Like, we've been here since September. Who the fuck is this? Or like, sometimes in middle school, you might know most of them kids since first grade. It's like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? That's how I feel like. But it's like, it's all right, bro. Because it's like, it's always that new kid that like, then you're on the course, oh, he's nice and ball.
That's all it.
You know what I'm saying?
And all it takes is one time.
Or like the new kid that gets like pressed. Like, oh, son got hands. Like he could fight. You know what I mean? It's something that he always does. It's like, oh shit, all right. Like, and that's what I'm just trying to do. You know what I mean? Not malicious, not negative. Like I said, and you know, we started talking first, you know, about mental health. But it's like, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm here for peace and positivity. But you know what I mean? I still got that dog in me, and I still like to compete. You know what I mean? And it's like, as a lot of motherfuckers I want to rap with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to accomplish that. Only because for the sake of just like, let's bring it back to that. Like, it's like, it doesn't have to be egos, feelings aside. Who's ill? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of ill motherfuckers out there. I think I'm ill too. Let's make something ill. Like, it's not anything more to that. It's just like, yo, you're dope, I'm dope, let's make something dope. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, and if like a motherfucker, like, he get the better of me on a record, my ego's gonna say, well, I had a hand in that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, especially if I send an open,
Right.
You know what I mean? We do the email shit. I send it open, and you come back and you smoke that shit. Niggas be like, yo, he might have got you on that. It's like, yeah, but I have a hand in that because he heard my verse, and that made him want to write that.
That's a fact.
So that's my perspective on that. Yeah. You know? Ricky. And I didn't mean to like stand on like my soapbox just now, but it's just
fuck
like
that, man. This is the show for it.
It had to be said, man. I just felt like it's like, bro, don't place a ceiling on this shit. Especially when it's just like it's now starting to like vamp up. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember listening to, you know, Rock Marcy Reloaded in 2011, just zoned out. And I was working with like kids as a camp counselor. And I was able to tell them this in person. That was a beautiful thing. Like I was just like completely like in a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, it was like fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to 76 on loop. That was my shit on that record. You know what I mean? Just everything, the beat, the pocket he caught. That was probably like my favorite Rock Marciano record of all time.
Fucking Rock, man.
You know what I'm saying?
The Godfather.
And he laid this shit down, and I think like the luster was the originality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, you know, it was one of those things where like, if you want to swim in this side of the pool, just know how to swim.
Right.
Because this is the deep end.
Right.
And now it's, you know, it's becoming 4 feet. It's like we got to make it the deep end again, you know, but still have camaraderie.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
right.
never, like you said, the gatekeeper shit, that shit is trash. It's super corny. The gatekeeping, a lot of like the funny money behind the scenes shit. It's not good.
It's shit that we fucking deal with on the, I done sat with my nigga Grand Eye. Shout out to Grand Eye, and that was a conversation that me and him had.
Grand Eye's ill.
Yeah, he's fire, bro.
He's the illest.
You ever like chop it up with the brother?
I chopped it up with him briefly. Like funny enough, Lord Rome introduced us.
Okay.
I chopped it up with him briefly, and I was just like,
yeah, he's official,
some
bro.
of the pockets he catch, like that's something that he's someone I definitely want to lock in with on me and Rome shit. You know what I mean? I just think that'd be great.
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, for our first
y'all too
collab to be on the Rome beat, and it's like in the whole Divine Rhyme Syndicate.
Shout out my guys, DRS.
I want to do a posse cut with the whole DRS. I was telling Sinelli that. I told Rome that. You know what I mean? I think I might have told Bundles that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I think Mello came with Rome to a show I had in March.
Okay.
I think I might have told him that there. Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's bring it back to that like 5 motherfuckers on a record kind of like vibe.
If we can get you, DRS, Grand Eye, produced by Rome, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I might even call you up and just have you just talk on the intro.
I'll be honored, brother.
Let's do it.
I'll be fucking honored, man.
Yeah, we A&R'ing live right now.
Yes. Yes. I'll be honored.
You know what I mean? Because, bro, that's just what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let's get it. Like, you look at like Sunday dinner, right? It wasn't just one person in there. It was Mom Dukes, aunts, you know what I mean? Your cousins, you know what I'm saying? They kids and shit. Like, it was all hands was on deck for that one dinner to feed everybody. So it's just like, you know, let's go in there, bro. Let's really make a meal. We not making fucking honey turkey sandwiches. That's light.
Absolutely. I mean?
But you can't microwave a Thanksgiving turkey. And I think that's the problem with a lot of motherfuckers. They try to throw the pernil in the microwave. It don't go like that. You make the pernil. Listen, my mother would wake up at 5 a.m, throw that bitch in the oven, low and slow. You know what I'm saying? And 6 a.m. she put it in the oven. We won't eat till like 6 p.m.
See? You said something interesting, like bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. Yeah. You had said something. You was like, yo, man, you bringing out, you know, the hitters and a lot of major people come through. I've always structured the show like that. Yeah. It's like, yo, everybody should meet one another. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, like whether if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, like no matter how many guests I may have that day, like, yo, man, this person do this. Right. Link with that person. Talk to him. Like, you know, yo, talk to this nigga. Like, yo, he do beats. So yo, this is another rapper here. Like, yo, so it's important that it was important for me rather that format kind of goes like that. I want the traffic to be where everybody can like meet each other. You understand what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because two of the gentlemen that just breezed, I already met them, but it was good to see them again. You know what I'm saying? And like, and that's another thing too. Is like, even if you already connected with someone, it's like, oh, you here? Say less. It kind of adds another layer to that connection.
Absolutely,
to that
brother.
Network. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, man.
This is part of the show, man, where I asked each guest to give us a gem, man. But Ricky, you said a handful. Can you give us something, man? One more to get us out of here with.
Just, drive the point home. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody might have said this shit, but I had to train a young kid at work, and he was 19. He is 19, and he was just telling me, man, he was like, yeah, I want to I want to do X, Y, and Z, and I see all these other 19-year-olds on TikTok and the gram with like Lambos and shit. I was like, yo, first of all, that's not real. None of it is real. You can rent a Lambo Urus for $250 a day on Toro. You know what I mean? Hate to break it to y'all. That Urus isn't theirs. You know what I'm saying? And the thing I told him I'm gonna say right now is comparison is a thief of joy. You know what I'm saying? I felt like you look at and that's why they put blinders on horses, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look left or right, they're gonna fuck up. They're gonna fall, break their neck, jockey, go flying in the air. That's why they got the blinders on them. You know what I'm saying? So that they could just focus on just running forward the whole time.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So the minute you look left and right, you're gonna trip up. You're gonna trip over your feet because you're not looking at where you're supposed to go. You know what I mean? That's how, fucking car accidents happen. You know what I mean? Fender benders and shit. Son looking at the fat ass instead of looking at the Honda in front of him. You know what I mean? Now son just came out of pocket like $1,500.
Absolutely.
They trying to settle it out of insurance.
Absolutely.
And now, bro, and that's probably a long weekend. I'm pretty sure someone in New York wreck they shit long weekend. They whole long weekend is fuck. They in the crib tight right now, watching Netflix. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Fucking telling, yo, bro, you won't believe what happened to me. So yeah, man, comparison is a thief of joy. You know what I mean? Stay running your race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Everybody running their own race, everybody running at their own pace, and everybody's gonna get there when they supposed to get there.
That's a fact, brother. HHGTV, man, this was amazing talk, brother.
Thank you, brother. I feel great, brother.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I feel empowered,
I might do
man.
300 kettlebell swings when I get out of here.
I might, shit.
In the street. I'm stopping traffic. You know what I mean? Full fit, just like, you know what I mean? With the kettlebell.
Absolutely, man. Ricky, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, man, no doubt, man. Thank you, man, because your work is phenomenal, brother.
Thank you, man.
Please keep going, man.
That means a lot, bro.
Absolutely,
I will. Most certainly will.
HHGTV, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We out of here.